Guys, we have to tell you something. What? What are you doing?
What? Save 22.
No! There's no time for news. Stop!
Alan,
Alan,
this is
stop.
serious.
No. No.
Serious.
Alan,
Get
all of you, we have to be serious. Spooky stories with the crew.
It's actually just one story.
One story. Wait, that's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
Move that real quick. Before we move on with the spooky experiences, I have to bring you all the way back to the beginning of how this happened in the first place. So I got the chance to interview the head of YouTube Gaming in LA. And at that time, I was like, oh guys, look, we could head to Universal Studios, which you will see some clips at the end, so we could go to Halloween Horror Nights. And this is how it all began. Are we ready?
Yes.
Spooky. So, I guess Betty could explain what happened first.
Okay. And Kat also forgot to mention that Kat and I weren't in the same Airbnb for the first day because we had to be close to YouTube space. So we spent one night like away from where
In
they
a beautiful hotel.
Yeah. Well, you guys were in this nice.
Yeah, you rented out a nice.
Yeah, it was
Airbnb.
supposed
After
to be
we were
nice.
spooked.
We were clickbaiting.
You weren't clickbaited. You got a nice Airbnb that we were totally going to go to.
Yeah,
after.
we were really
Just
excited.
saying.
Like we were like, we
We
can't
had a
wait
pool,
to finish everything
okay?
and then drive down there and spend the rest of our time there.
So now it's your turn.
So since Kat and Kim got a beautiful hotel with an ocean view, we had to find an
Parking
Airbnb
lot
to
view.
stay. Oh wait, what?
Parking lot view.
But Google Images showed an ocean.
It was a parking lot.
I remember seeing her on the balcony. It was a parking lot.
It was a parking lot.
Yeah.
Basically, it had a lot of rooms that would fit all of us, and then also a heated pool, and it was beautiful. In pictures,
Wait, the pool was heated?
it was supposed to be.
It didn't feel heated.
Yeah, it was really cold.
That's why it was spooky.
And literally chills. After an hour drive, we got to the mansion, and we got clickbaited!
Clickbaited so strong. Well, I don't even know what it is, so yeah.
Okay, so we unlocked the door to go into the house. First thing that we noticed was the TV was on, okay? Nobody was in the house before, but the TV was on full blast volume.
And it was like a really old TV.
Yeah.
How old?
Like staticky.
Like,
Had antennas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, it was ancient.
Mm-hmm.
And there were actually 3 ancient TVs.
Yeah.
All from a different era.
I don't know if that's like scary to me.
Oh, technology!
So spooky!
My worst nightmare.
Also, when we got into the mansion as well, it like had like a really weird stench. I can't describe it, but it's not like kind of like rotting. It was like really weird.
Ew.
Yeah, like do you guys even know what the smell was?
I know that some parts of the house, like, it
Strong.
smelled like something was rotting, but
Yeah.
Was it humans?
no.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
And then I finally found the remote. And it was on the table. And I swear, I looked at the table for the remote. It was not there before.
That's okay.
Are you sure? Like, you're
Yes.
100% sure.
It's so scary.
What, you think I'm blind?
Okay, it sounds like you guys are just a little crazy.
Yeah, that's what it
No,
sounds
no,
like.
no, we haven't even gotten to the spookiest part yet. Okay, so we're just gonna describe like literally everything that happened. We got settled in after all of that, and then afterwards we got and went into the pool because I mean there's a pool
Because
there.
we were like, there's a pool. Let's enjoy ourselves in the heated pool, which wasn't heated.
I didn't go in the pool.
It was cold as ice.
Yeah.
Well, it was cold outside.
But you know, once you got used to the cold, you're like, it's okay, it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
At the time, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show off to Kim. I'm gonna show off at the pool. So I FaceTimed her, and we FaceTimed in the pool.
Yeah, when Alan was FaceTiming me, I was super jealous and I was like to Kat, I was like, Kat, come look at this. They're like having the best time at that mansion, Airbnb, and look, and we're just like sitting in our hotel room, just like waiting for Kat to get her interview. And we were just so excited we couldn't wait to like go the next day to the Airbnb, so we could also spend our time in the pool as well.
So like any horror movie, we were just FaceTiming them and we were all having a really good time.
We'll
And
insert the pictures.
yeah,
for
here
you
are the
guys.
photos. And that's Alan being a pickle because why not? But anyways, after that we were like, oh, that looks like so much fun. And I was like, oh, I have to do my interview tomorrow. So after my interview, we would get to go to that nice, beautiful Airbnb mansion
Yeah.
thingy. And I was so excited. But then
It all went dark.
Afterwards, Kim wanted a tour of the house, so I was like, okay. And then I really started looking at the house. And the more I looked, the more I was grossed out. Okay, I was really grossed out.
Yeah, but
I was like, I looked in the drawers, there was like open straw wrappers. I was like, ew, ew. And then I opened the fridge, it was stinky. I was like, ew. And then the board games, they were missing pieces.
and there was
wait, what board game?
Ouija board. Yeah.
Wait, you're saying there was missing pieces to the Ouija board?
no, I didn't open
Every
it.
board game was missing pieces. Guess Who, Monopoly.
Oh, like you were
but
trying to play them.
There was a Ouija board, and that shook me.
We
I
didn't
was
touch
like-
that.
I was like,
You're like, shook.
Don't play
But
with
it was
Ouija
glow in the
boards.
dark.
Oh,
And the drawers, some of the drawers were missing. Everything was really old and misplaced. There were some photos in the drawers. I don't know what they were of and who they were of.
Ooh.
They were just random, really old, like, photos, like Instax photos, except they were real.
Of who?
Oh.
Like of a family?
I don't know. They were like, there's like a kid, there's families.
I
It
didn't
was just
touch
really,
those.
it felt like that house was just a giant storehouse of junk. So pretty much to wrap it up, I was being super toxic to Kim. I was like, this house doesn't look like the pictures. This is garbage. This house sucks. And that made something or someone or something very unhappy.
This was just him, by the way. When he was saying all these things, like, Betty, look at this. I was like, you know what? Just calm down, you know? Like, I don't know why I was saying that, but I was just like, don't say that too much. I don't know if I felt something was there that maybe
Or
was
if it was the
fearing
creepy paintings that are really offsetting.
this.
What paintings?
I don't know, there were like portraits, some were naked, like really odd, weird looking portraits.
And there
of
was one
people.
portrait that was of the same person.
3 of his photos were placed in
I
that
swear it was
house.
4.
Oh,
Wasn't
yeah.
it 4?
I think it was.
Of the same person. He kind of looks like Slappy,
From Goosebumps.
if you don't know who that is.
He's like the puppet.
But those pictures were very,
Creepy.
yeah, and they
They
were
look
all
dead.
they were all kind of different, but they were all of the same person.
Mm-hmm.
After our FaceTime with Kim, we just decided, you know what, let's just sit down and turn on the main TV for some Netflix or something.
And there is no Netflix. It was not an internet TV.
No, there was no Netflix, but you know what was spookier? We couldn't even turn the TV on.
Oh yeah.
Why?
When we turned it on, it was just a noise. It was, you know that
Blue
that-
screen.
no, it wasn't. It was the
wasn't
noise.
work, yeah.
You know that noise,
That
that black and white
noise?
noise, and that.
Oh,
It was that. And then, so Betty called the landlord and she was like, how do you fix this, yo? And the landlord was like, oh, just press the button. And I pressed the button and it didn't work. And then I tried switching the sources, and every time, like, I was trying to press the channel buttons and the volume buttons, and the TV just kept randomly turning off. Like, there was no pattern. It just kept
Yeah.
turning off for no reason.
It was like something was messing with him because he trash talked the house.
What time was it?
It was like
7.
9. No, really? It was
So I
like
think
9,
that was like
10.
after our FaceTime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
So, yeah, it was after, it was 9. 9 spooky.
Yeah. Okay, just after.
And
9.
finally, it just wanted to work, and then it worked, and then there was no Netflix. And then I was like, well, it was a waste of time. And then I sat on the bed and I played on my phone.
So why didn't you guys take photos?
I don't know. Like usually we always take pictures. Like everywhere we go, we're like, we gotta take Insta stories,
And
do
lives.
this, lives and stuff like that. But something just felt like off. I don't know. We just didn't take any pictures or any videos.
I feel like if I was there, I would have just, I wouldn't have cared. I would just,
I know me.
Yeah, but you guys weren't there, okay? It was
Kim was
weird.
just like,
yeah.
And then nighttime came, and it was time to go to bed.
Sleepy time.
So normally, I sleep with a nightlight because I get scared of the dark. But there was no night lights in that house, so I just had to sleep in pitch black darkness with a painting across my feet. Like, there was a painting at my toes. It was just a woman staring at my toes. And I was like, ugh, that painting's so creepy.
Most importantly, did you have nice toes?
No, they were
Oh,
cold.
no.
That's probably
and they
why
looked
she's
like
mad.
prunes from staying in the pool.
Before everyone went to bed, we all had this really uneasy feeling, okay? And we didn't say anything to each other until after the incident happened.
Also, when I was about to go to sleep, I heard wind and my window was open. And so was everyone else's, so we had to close them. After closing the window in my bedroom, I went to bed. And when I turned off all the lights, for some reason the window, I could see through the curtain. And I just felt like someone was watching me.
I don't know if this was happening all at the same time when we were having all these creepy, like, ghostly instances, but before I went to bed, I turned off my lamp, and then afterwards I laid there for 1 second and I heard something. I thought it was knocking. I don't know if it was like a low grunt or something, but it scared me enough that I had to turn back on my lamp and like think to myself, like, what was that? Like who is that? You know, like I was scared. I didn't want to go to sleep. But then I sucked it up and I was like, okay, if you don't go to sleep, you're not gonna like have fun at Hollywood Horror Nights. So you need just to suck it up and go to bed. So I turned off my lamp and yeah, I went to bed.
And I couldn't sleep until 2 a.m. because I kept hearing babies crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that the neighbor's babies? But the houses, they weren't close to us. They were pretty far. So I was like, why is there a baby crying? And I couldn't sleep.
And keep in mind that we didn't tell each other any of this, okay? We didn't run to each other's room and be like, are you guys hearing things? No, we just like laid there, scared.
Didn't you say baby was screaming and then it was crying?
It was doing everything.
So,
It was because you made fun of the house.
but like, your eyes were shut.
Yeah, I kept
And you
rolling
heard
around
it.
in bed. I didn't want to open my eyes.
Why were you scared there's gonna be like a baby?
I was scared with the lady at my toes painting. I was like, I don't want to see that. I'm just gonna close my eyes and roll around.
Oh.
I was like, if I heard something, I was like, I'm not gonna open my eyes, because if you don't see it, it can't do anything.
Okay.
Speaking of, since Alan said that he heard babies crying, I was sleeping in a kid room. Yeah.
Maybe it was the baby in Winnie's room crying and you heard it.
Because you were in
Then why didn't she hear it?
I don't know. So everyone was asleep and we heard this beeping.
You heard the beeping. I didn't hear it. I was asleep. I was sleeping.
Yeah, you would have died if you didn't hear the beeping. But we heard beeping and it was a beep, 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 and then it stopped. Like for 5 seconds. And then it would beep again for 3 seconds and it stopped. So it didn't sound like a fire alarm to me, because our fire alarms are different. It's like constant beeping.
It's like
really
ringing.
loud. Like it's in your ear loud. So I just kind of let it ring for like 5 times. And then afterwards I thought in my head, is someone in the house? Like, is there a burglar in the house? I got out of bed to check. And there was smoke coming from like this locked door that we couldn't get into. Like you know how sometimes Airbnbs, like, they don't let you go into certain rooms? Well, we couldn't go into that room, but there was smoke coming out of it. And it was like filling up the living room area, the kitchen, and then that's when I screamed. I was like, there's a fire in the house. Like, there's a fire. Yeah, and then everyone like woke up. Alan didn't wake
I
up.
thought you were joking.
No, he thought we were joking.
For some reason in my head, I was like, she's trying to get me to wake up at 3 a.m.
I feel like when we were kids, we would never joke about that.
Yeah,
So I don't know why you
no
thought
one.
that, Alan.
I don't know.
Like, there was a literal fire. And then he was telling us, you know.
I felt like it was a dream. I was like, this is a dream. And I was trying to sleep.
I had to slap Alan with pillows to wake him up.
Yeah, and it was like a serious fire. Like, when I'm saying a fire, it wasn't a little fire. It was whatever fire was behind that door, there was popping. Like, things were popping in there and it was loud. So
Half of
it
the
was
house is already
serious. Yeah. Well, we were running out. I couldn't breathe, okay? And then afterwards, when the fire was done like couple days later, when I like blew my nose, there was black charcoal everywhere. So that's how serious it was.
Wait. So you know that question when people say, if you could take something out when you run out of like a house with fire, what did you guys take? I'm just curious.
Yeah, what did you take?
What was the first thing you took when you ran out?
I took my snacks. Kidding. I took my passport.
Smart.
Smart.
I took my phone.
Dumb.
I was kind of dumb and I like grabbed everything.
And that is not
Oh
what you
yeah,
did.
I forgot to explain. She was the one freaking about the fire.
She was the last one to come out.
Me and Winnie were waiting at the door, and we were like, "Where's Betty?" And she like comes out hauling like her whole truckload of luggage, like she's gonna flee the country. And you're like, "What the heck?"
Okay, I'm sure the house wasn't gonna explode yet. Okay.
You said it was crackling.
Yeah, I know, and I was scared, but I was like, what if I don't have my stuff? Like that was scarier to me.
Did you really need the Q-tips?
Yes, everything.
When Betty finally packed her whole house and life outside, she finally called the fire department.
By the way, like it seems like this is taking a long time, but literally this was in 5-minute time span. Like it was like we were like moving.
You did
fast
not
because-
take 5 minutes.
No, it probably seemed like a long time, but it was 5 minutes because I called the fire department right away, and then they were like, leave, like you need to like leave and go 2 blocks down because like I said, I heard popping and cracking from whatever room that was. I didn't know what room it was. So when they came about 4-ish minutes later, they drove all the way to us. That was like 2 houses down, and then afterwards they said, where's the, like, is this where the fire is? And I was like, no, like literally there's smoke coming out of the pipe of whatever room that is. And then when they saw it, they were like, oh no, okay you guys, we gotta back it up fast, like come on guys, move it. And I was like, how did you miss the smoke coming out from that like door? How? The chief popped back into his fire truck, and then afterwards they reversed it all the way back to the house, and then they started putting out the fire. So then we just had to sit there and wait for them to put it out. And this was all happening at 3 a.m. by the way, so everyone was very tired.
And it was really foggy outside. Like it was so foggy I couldn't see a meter in front of me when I was walking.
Yeah, and we were in our pajamas.
Good time for Insta story.
Yeah, we were in our jammies. Everyone was looking at us like we were crazy people
I mean,
after.
I wanted to FaceTime Kim and be like, yo, stuff is happening. But
Yeah,
then
like,
Betty
there's a
was
fire.
like, don't stress them out.
I knew that Kat had an interview the next day, so I didn't want to like wake them up at 3 a.m., stress them out and be like, there was a fire, like we just got out of a fire. So then we just decided to tell them after all the commotion.
Like after we were safe, we would tell you guys.
An hour and a half after the firefighters like sawed down the doors and everything like that, we were able to walk back into the mansion and get our stuff so we could leave. And when I walked past the room that we weren't allowed to go into, it was actually a garage, and I could see firefighters like carrying out all these like old photo albums that were like half burned, and there was chairs and tons of shelving, like rusty old shelves, like basically everything in that garage was burnt to a black crisp. There was old records.
These photos were old. There was baby photos, family photos. They looked like they were like 1950s or something. And they, like, it made me feel like somebody used to live in that house. But for some reason, their stuff was still there. And it was never cleared out.
Do you think it was the pictures of the man pasted all around?
High likely.
It might have been the burnt portion.
Huh.
Do you think it was the man that was angry at you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
that's-
trash talking.
And
Well-
he
I mean, now that I think about it, the garage is closest to the bedroom I was sleeping in. Like, if I were to open my window, I could probably see the fire, but I wasn't really thinking about it.
That's why we were like, in the beginning when the fire started, we just thought this is bad luck. Like this is just any old fire. But afterwards when we started talking about it, we started figuring out that Alan was hearing stuff at nighttime before he slept. I was hearing stuff. Winnie was hearing stuff.
I didn't hear anything. I felt something was watching me.
Yeah, but basically we felt all these spooky things after the fire happened, and then we automatically thought, what if it was because we made fun of some of this? Not made fun. What if it was because Alan kind of trash talked. Alvin thinks this is funny.
Alvin, it's not funny, okay?
Your mama's almost died in a fire.
Do you care about us? Do you care? Who would feed you bacon?
Yeah.
Okay, no, he stopped smiling.
Okay.
Now he's smiling.
No,
Stop smiling.
Alvin, stop!
It's 6 a.m. now, and we basically have all of our bags. We're ready to leave because we're like, we're not staying here. Like, there's no way. And then the landlord comes out, and she's like, oh, it only take like a couple hours, 3 hours. I'll clean it up, and you guys can stay here for the rest of your time.
And we were like, no, you can keep your haunted house. Give me that money back.
Yeah. We booked it out of there, okay? We were not staying in that place.
One issue. It took an hour for an Uber to get to our location because it was 6 a.m. and no one was driving.
Yeah, so we technically couldn't book it out like speedy
Okay,
out
so
there,
you
but we
booked it
tried. After 2 hours, we finally got to like LA downtown, and I was still in my pajamas, okay? And these aren't like sweatpants, t-shirt, you know? Like, they weren't cute, okay? They were like, I had like strawberry patterned shorts.
So real pajamas.
Yeah, strawberry t-shirt. So we were walking around downtown in our pajamas. We looked like a crazy people. And we tried to book a hotel to stay for the rest
We smelled like
of the 2
smoke.
nights. That's also true. We smelled like smoke. Like, we're done, okay?
Did you have smoke all over your face?
No.
Like that would have been funny.
What do you mean? That would have been horrible.
So we find a hotel online and it says it has rooms, okay? So we go up to the counter and the lady's like, oh yeah, we do have those rooms.
And this was
But-
a nice hotel, by the way, okay? Like, it was a fancy hotel.
Yeah, so she was like, we do have those rooms, but you can't check in yet. So we were like, can we check in? Like, we're stinky, we smell like smoke.
I
went
told them our
explained to her.
situation.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, let me just go check with my manager. And then later, another lady comes back and she's like, we don't have any rooms.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what that girl told you, but there's no rooms. And
We're
then
like completely sold out, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? That lady just told me you had rooms, and now you're telling
Maybe
me
it's
that
'cause you guys
don't
look
have rooms?"
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
She was
but-
yelling at it like it was our fault.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
yelling like we were crazy. She was like, there's no rooms left. No rooms left.
Yeah.
No rooms.
And we were just so tired and sick of this.
And then
We were
after
pretty angry. Okay.
And then after, Betty was like, go ask that lady. She said there was rooms. And then that lady looked at that lady. She like dead eye stared. And she was like, why'd you tell them there was rooms? And then she was like, there are rooms, but you can't make reservations.
Yeah. I feel like they were judging us. Like maybe they thought that we couldn't afford to stay at the hotel because of the way we looked. But you know, I was kind of like turned off anyways. Like I was like, I don't want to stay here if you guys are like, you guys are treating people like that.
Yeah.
Like we want to stay, but if you guys are gonna turn us away just because of like what we're wearing, and I agree, we do look crazy, but under the circumstances,
We were like, take our money!
yeah, we
We
just ran
explained
from a
ourselves.
fire, okay? After 45 minutes of searching for another hotel to stay at that night or that morning, we finally found a hotel and we went there and they accepted us right away, so we had a place to sleep.
And then we had fun at Universal Horror Nights.
Alec had lots of fun.
We hope you enjoyed our their first ever scary story. The story was very real. Too bad Kim and I didn't get to experience it.
What do
Right,
you mean
Kim?
too bad?
So
I don't
sad.
think you want to be
I
in
know,
a fire.
but like, I would like to see. No, actually, never mind. I take everything back, guys. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, smash it, and subscribe if you are new. Now it's time to play the Halloween Horror Nights clips. That seemed cooler like in movies. This looked really lame.
I'm ready. They're probably not gonna scare me because they see me doing this, right?
If you want to do this, you have to walk farther so they can walk behind you.
No, I'm not walking farther. I'm not walking anywhere. Like you guys be up forward a bit.